You're listening to the Low Pressure Podcast, the podcast for skiers.
Presented by CMH Heli Skiing and Peak Performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Made it happen.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the pod.
I'm stoked that you're here. Give me a second. Sorry, I gotta kind of fuck that up. I had that,
Oh, it's okay.
like this is my version of like coming back to check the stove. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah, you're like, is it still on?
Yeah.
Leave the house. Or the garage door.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
garage
Did we
door
shut the
is-
garage door?
That
Yeah.
one is the one that freaks me out the most.
Has he got good stuff in there?
Just my whole life, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, right. Sweet, man. Yeah, you were. When were you here last? When we first connected?
I believe that was January.
Oh wait, that's right. Yeah, it
sometime.
was like January 9th or 10th, and it was right when all the snow turned to shit. Like the couple days after.
Yep. Yeah, it was at the end of that mega cycle
Right.
you guys had here.
It was. I was like, oh, this is great. There's so many people lining up to come to town. Like there was a couple crews that were here, and like sweet. That means episodes, right?
Totally.
I'm like, oh, you're in town? Hey, let's
You're
hook
gonna-
up for
you're
a
gonna
beer and
chalk
like,
'em up.
yeah, let's hang out. Let's get some episodes in. Like every episode, that's another week. I got another one. Boom, that's 2 weeks. Another episode. Oh, I'm 3 weeks ahead. This is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And then like within, like I don't know, like an hour, I had like two people be like, oh, I'm out. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, pull the plug.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw you were hanging out with Logan. Then I sent Logan a text that morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, ask Lucas if he wants to come on the show. I'm like, is he cool or some shit? Like, I don't know what I
Yeah.
said, but I'm like, yeah, see if he wants to come on the podcast. It'd be rad. He's like, didn't hear back from him. So I went skiing.
Yeah.
And I was bombing down like the Crystal Road, and I see this dude in a Red Bull helmet, and I couldn't tell at first if it was like one of those kids that just had like a fake version of one.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Because it
Yeah.
was like just on the flat little groomer. I saw him hit like
For
the
sure.
side hit, and I'm like, who is that? I'm like, oh, wait, that's Logan. It's got to be Logan. So I
Yeah.
waited at the bottom. I was like, hey, man. He's like, hey, I just sent you a message. I'm like, this is Lucas. And I was like, oh, shit. And you like skied up right beside me. I'm like, it was perfect.
Dude, yeah, no doubt. No, that was perfect link up there.
Fun little lap. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, come on the show. You're like, sweet. And then you're like, oh, dude, I left already.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some cat and mouse going on for sure.
Where did you end up going from there? You went.
We tried to chase it to Revelstoke, and then heated up there as well. Yeah.
You got a couple days
but-
in there. They had like an extra week, I think.
Yeah, we tried for sure. It got pretty warm, and it was pretty funny. It was like a storm chasing. The idea was like storm chasing segment, right?
Yeah.
It was like we were just a little bit
You
late.
get there at the
We
end of
kept
it, yeah.
getting the should have been here yesterday. Should have been here a week ago. But it's all right. It was still fun. So
Well, you're back at the right time. As I was telling people on last week's intro, I'm leaving town on Sunday, like 2 days from now, and the snow, it's been dry for 2 months,
yeah,
2 full months. Like,
Yeah.
We've had one decent pow day.
no doubt.
I'm leaving on Sunday, and it looks like it's going to snow for the entire week. I bet you it's going to snow for the rest of March.
Yeah.
So if you're from Whistler, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for leaving, bro.
Yeah. You shouldn't. Hey, man, you shouldn't have left yesterday. But it's all good, man. I'm gonna have a good time. But
No, you're gonna have a great
I get
time.
pretty lucky though. I've been decent. I get pretty good luck when I travel for snow.
Yeah.
Like I've had some good trips where it's like, oh yeah, this is actually really good. Where people have been like, yeah, it's the best we've had it all season.
I mean, Europe's just so sick too.
I know. I'm
Like,
pumped.
have you been there before?
Yeah, I went when I was like 16. That's where I got that poster.
Oh, nice.
The Guida Midi behind you. And then I went 2020, like in March.
Oh, okay.
Like the first 2 weeks.
really?
First 2 weeks of March. So I was like I was in France, like in Flaine, right along, and we were traveling like along the border of.
COVID.
Yeah. So as
here.
it was happening, like in Italy, remember it happened in
Yeah.
Italy first, and it
Dude,
started.
I was over there too in Switzerland.
It was starting to get
At
weird.
the very end, it's same thing. End of Feb, early March. I was there. It was weird.
Everyone's like, those things happen in Italy, and people like whisper, and I ended up getting on the train in Tyrol, and we went through Austria, like past that zone, and they're like, people are getting in Austria, and blah blah blah. And whisper, because I went to the Freeride World Tour event out there, and the event ended, and I spent like a couple days. I crashed at Ari Takomi's house, and we ended up going to Kutai, this little resort that had a half pipe like down by the parking lot.
Yeah.
So I spent a day there, and people are like, hey man, like you should probably get to Munich like now. Yeah. Like I was gonna catch a train. I was gonna catch catch a train the next day and stuff like that. She's like, hey, my friend's driving back. You should get a ride. So basically, March 13th, I left. Pulled the plug, bailed out. Yeah. They shut everything down like behind me like hours after I left. I'm like,
damn. Yeah.
Just skin of my teeth. That's sort crazy. Of thing. But yeah, Europe was cool. I didn't get to ski. Well, actually, I got to ski. I was there for like my friend runs these Youth Thrive camps. You get like athletes to be like a guest host kind of thing.
Nice.
So you get like a lodge and a cook and a driver and passes, and you just go ski zone for a week. So I was there with Johnny Collinson and
skiing awesome.
Skiing in the French Alps. It was rad.
Yeah, it sounds super fun.
And it snowed, and we got snow days. We got some bluebird pow days.
Yeah.
It was great. Then went over there, and then kind of everything got weird. So now I've got 3 weeks. Spend some time in Switzerland, some time in Austria, see what happens, and just kind of...
You're going to have a sick trip.
I know, I'm pumped.
It's going to be awesome.
I had to remember, though, just to chill out, just do the work that I can, and realize what I'm there for, is to, like, ski and eat schnitzels in Austria.
And be in, like, just some badass...
Right? Big mountains.
Yeah, totally.
Well, apparently, when I get there, the weather's supposed to spike, so they said that they may have the comp the day before... Right. Like the actual window.
Right.
Just so they can get it off in case the weather spikes and it ruins the face.
True.
Like it happened in Kicking Horse, and like basically every comp this year for them has been brutal.
Yeah.
Just snake.
So if it's good, they're like, let's run this thing.
But it's the day I arrive, so I may not even get to see it. So I'm hoping it holds off. And
you're gonna be watching the live stream on the plane or some shit.
Right. Has anybody got the Wi-Fi code? Whatever, but yeah, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah,
I'm pumped. Actually, the more that I talk about it, I've been so focused on just making sure loose ends are tied up here. Right.
Once you get on that plane, you're gonna be super happy.
Are you pretty much just North America this season?
Yep.
North
America.
Is that your whole mission? Is this Storm Chaser segment?
No, it's just been. I guess I'm shooting for Matchstick this year, and I'm just trying to get a good segment for the film. Yeah, that's my goal. Do you have my main focus?
One filmer, or are you just connecting with MSP crews?
I've just been bouncing around a lot. Yeah, just kind of crew hopping.
The nomad life.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a lot of driving and hopping around, but it's been sick.
Did you renegotiate your travel budget now that the gas is $2 a liter?
I should. It's brutal,
That's
dude.
Wild, man.
I drove over here from Revy, and I got to Lillooet, and the road was closed. The Duffy was closed.
Really?
Yeah.
Like just now?
Yeah, like 2 days ago. There was like a huge landslide, apparently.
Yeah.
And
so did you have to go down around through Vancouver?
I went down and around because I was trying to get here for like yesterday to go out and shoot. And it was like a whole extra tank of gas, and I was like, damn it.
What you use a V8, right? I was looking at it when I went out
just
now.
Dude, I have an old Tundra, and
how big is your tank?
I don't even know.
My tank's 120 liters, and now it's going to cost me $250 to fill up.
250?
It's like 240. I know.
Damn.
I know.
I filled my tank from complete empty the other day, and it was like 170 Canadian.
That's so stupid.
Which is so much.
It's so stupid.
So much money.
It's so stupid.
But that's even more. I didn't even know that was like possible.
So what's that? It's like
$5.9 non-diesel.
Yeah, I calculated it the other day, and it's like $5.96 per gallon. It's like $6 a gallon.
Yeah, dude.
And like I get like 550 kilometers to a tank too, which is not good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I put $6,000 into a new transmission earlier this season.
Oh.
And I was like, do I buy a new truck? Do I not? But like used vehicles now, like a $15,000 truck is like $25,000. I'm like, so I just I'm having it forever. I'm going to drive that thing till it literally disintegrates. I'm going to buy an electric car to get around, and I got my adventure truck for like the occasional day that I go sledding or something.
True, man. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that on my drive over here. And just, thinking about the options for sure. Hoping the electric trucks.
You like the Rivian or like that Ford F-150 Lightning or whatever?
Yeah, Ford F-150. Or even the veggie diesel. That seems like a pretty awesome move too, but...
Right? Do you know Adma, obviously?
Yeah. I just met him recently.
Have you asked him about his truck?
Yeah, I did. I asked him about it. I have a good friend too back home that has one that he's been running for a long time, and it's like really, it's been awesome for him. So
it helps if you got a good oil hookup too. Like we got the handlebar in town, and he actually just signed with RMU, which is right next to the handlebar.
Oh,
so
sick!
I'm calling it right now. I almost guarantee we're gonna see an Instagram post of him picking up oil at the RMU bar. I almost guarantee it. Yeah. I'm calling it now. He doesn't. I'm pretty sure he's not going to listen to this.
Right. Totally.
But like, if he does, call him out on it. But it's great. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah. It's dope. I mean, I almost like that route better, just because you're like using like a truck, like because it's like you do it with old diesels, so it's like you're using this truck that's already there. You don't have to buy something new,
right?
And you're also just using a waste product.
Exactly.
So it's so sick.
Yeah,
like electric's really sick, and it definitely seems like the future. But you're still buying like this whole new truck,
right?
And like the batteries are crazy and.
Yeah, exactly. When you think about what goes into mining,
the veggie diesel is almost more appealing if you're for the
right. And there's a bunch of different ways you can do it too, right? You can get the 2 tanks, so you start on diesel and wait the engine get hot, and then you switch over to the veggie oil, and you can just run it straight veggie oil, or you can process it. I used to drive like Humvees, off-road Humvee tours in town.
Oh, really?
We had 3 of them. We cut the roofs off and put on big roll bars.
Like safari, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, and we would go looking for bears and all that. Yeah, they're full-on bear tours.
Did you wear one of those hats?
No, I had one. Yeah, a couple times, absolutely. But we had the roll bars, and they had 4-point harnesses on these bucket seats, and we would like rally down the logging roads, like Tokyo drift around logging roads, like full speed. Nice. Those things were so impressive. But we had like this conversion unit. It kind of looked like a meth lab. So we had this big long shipping container in the woods. Open the shipping container, click on.
That was where your veggie oil?
Yeah, so we'd bring the veggie oil, and there was like, we turn on like the light with the one
oh my god
hanging from the ceiling. Walk into this like shipping container. There'd be this like big vat with hoses and tubes and shit. It looked full on meth labby. But we put the veggie oil in one part, and we had to add this other kind of crystal component. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Right.
And then we had to like pump it in.
Keep it from getting too like gooey.
It separates like the glycerin from like the fuel, the biofuel. Okay. So you put it in, and it would like centrifuge it, and then it would separate, and then you'd lower the glycerin out of the bottom. Then we'd use it for like dust suppression on the dirt roads in front of the shop, and then you take the veggie oil and you pump that into the truck.
Oh, nice.
So that was a cool way, but it was labor intensive.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah. I know a dude, or my same friend that lives in Bend. He has like the whole setup for processing.
Oh yeah,
the veggie oil. So he's got the like centrifuge or whatever.
Yeah, the meth lab.
Yeah, the meth lab for veggie oil.
And it's funny because I see Adma going on trips sometimes. He's like, "Oh, I'm all stocked up," and it's literally like greasy cardboard boxes of like the oil that they've drained from the fryer that he's got like stacked on the back of his truck.
So awesome.
You can always fill it with diesel, right?
Oh yeah.
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 Well, let's get back to like skiing and stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
This is how I actually originally planned how the podcast was going to be. Just talk about nonsense.
Yeah, no, that's the best.
So I was scrolling through your Instagram, and you put out your project, a new project that you had in January. Was it January that it came out?
Yep.
And what was it called?
Recreate.
And what was the deal with that? Tell me about that.
Yeah. So last year, we made that film. My friend Dan Norkunis kind of came to me, and he used to do Rage films back in the day. I don't know if you're familiar with their movies.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, it was like a film production company out of Bend, and they basically made all these ski movies that I grew up on. It's kind of like
local crew,
Poor Boys style, like kind of same time, but yeah, more like local, like kind of Oregon based.
Yeah.
But they made some really dope movies. But anyways, he worked for them. I essentially grew up watching his movies. He went on to film like surfing for 10 years, came back to Bend.
Was he working for Poor Boys when they switched to surfing?
He did actually. Yeah, he's worked for Johnny.
Johnny moved to Hawaii. I'm like,
yeah.
It's colder.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Yeah, and Dan's the man though. He's like, man. He's filmed a lot of the like Maui surfers and like a lot of big wave shit. And
yep.
Traveled the world filming surfing, and anyways, he has a family. Moved back to Bend. Reached out to me and was like, hey man, I really want to make a ski movie. And I was super down. So, yeah, we made a short film, and it was a kind of a good year to do it as well, just because it was like, COVID year or whatever.
You kind of can keep close to home.
We kept it simple, stayed close to home, shot most of it in Oregon and Washington.
There's a lot of those little movies this past year that I really liked. Like Wiley Miller's movie is like a love letter to Montana kind of thing.
Right.
I went on that Powtown revival tour that he and Amy and Todd put on.
Oh yeah, it looked super fun.
Todd and Amy put on. Mm-hmm. And it was all like local short films that were like super rad, and they were all really like local heavy. Mm-hmm. And I was waiting to see that. I was making jokes in like when the pandemic first hit. I'm like, we're gonna see whose zone's the best.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's gonna be like
totally.
BC versus Utah versus Jackson versus like Montana kind of thing, right?
For sure. Yeah, no, it was sick. Like I really enjoyed it because it gave me an opportunity to like, suss out a lot of areas that I've always wanted to check out in my home state.
In the Bend area or Oregon
area?
Just
Oregon in general, and so that was really cool. And yeah, we wanted to have a focus sort of around public lands and like show just like appreciation for like, wilderness areas and like the places we get to ski and mountain bike, and that kind of like fell under the name Recreate. So yeah, we had some mountain biking in the movie as well, and yeah, it was just it was a fun project. It was probably like the biggest like short film that I've done, I guess, like on my own. Mm-hmm. So
is it basically cool. Just you skiing and then obviously
mostly
friends popping in here and there for certain
friends
shoots
and stuff, but yeah, everyone's kind of doing their own things more so these days, I feel like, so it's kind of hard to like
I found people are kind of weaving in and out
from like whatever they're doing to like there's just kind of a lot of stuff like projects going on. So it was mostly me, but we had some cameos. We had some good.
You gotta cast a wide net, right? So, yeah. I find people are weaving in and out these days. It's like we're gonna do my own project for a couple of days, and then all right, I'm gonna go film a TGR or
for sure
or MSP. Yeah. And it's like all right, I'm gonna do my own thing for a little bit. It's like it's almost like they're not a backup plan, but it's like they're on an opposite. Yeah. Have you noticed that lately? The last couple of years, I found
for sure
some people are doing that a bit more.
Well, it works good because it's like. I mean, I don't know. When you do your own like personal project, you're putting like all your eggs in this basket, and it's like a ton of work. But like when you go and shoot with like MSP or TGR or like a big production company, it's like, no matter what, their movie's gonna be seen by a lot of people. Yeah. And it's just like a lot of the producing side is like.
You can clear your brain. You can just go and ski.
Yeah, totally. Right? And that's like what I'm doing this year is after that I was like, all right, if I can step back from like pretending to be a producer for a season, that would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm just where do you want me? All right, I'll go. Yeah, totally. I just got to ski and hang out and then just give you the clips. I don't have to do anything else other than like an Instagram post or two. I'm down.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I do enjoy like producing and like, doing all that stuff, but there's something to be said for like working with a production company.
Why is there a reason it came out in January rather than like in the spring or in the fall?
Yeah, it took us a long time to finish it. Yeah, no,
Did you have like a deadline? You're like, we're not meeting this deadline. Was it more of a like it's finished when it's finished?
It just kept getting pushed back.
Yeah. Why? What were some of the roadblocks?
I mean, just people were busy, you know, like, I don't know. I don't know, everyone that was involved, you know, they're busy, and, you know, just making those movies takes a lot of time.
It wasn't top priority for anyone other than you.
Potentially, yeah. But it worked out, you know. We were trying really hard to get it into IF3. Mm-hmm. And then once we missed the IF3 deadline, it was kind of just like, whatever, we're not really going to make it into the film fest. And then our release date ended up being in January. Mm-hmm.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing,
I think it worked out sick. Like, I liked it dropping, like, so late.
There's no competition then.
Yeah, there's no competition, and, like, people are actually skiing.
Right.
And so I feel like people are more stoked on skiing.
Yeah, that's interesting, because, like, everything comes out in the fall, right? Yeah. And it's, like, time to get the stoke up and sell some gear, that kind of stuff. People are fired up. But, like, all you ever see in early winter is Instagram edits and, like, rehashed athlete edits and stuff, which I'm still cool with.
Yeah.
But you don't get a lot of projects that drop then. Mm-hmm. And when they do, if they're marketed right, there's really not a lot of other movies or anything that they're competing with.
Yeah, no, it is, like, a nice time. I mean, I don't know. I think, honestly, this day and age, like, you can put stuff out whenever you want. And it kind of doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's sweet. But
July 5th.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, everyone's
maybe midsummer people probably won't be paying attention to it as much, but
everyone's hungover on the couch after partying on Independence Day. You're like, oh, what? There's a ski movie
July
out today?
5th.
Yeah, they're hot and gross and hungover, and then all of a sudden you get to watch this rad ski movie that makes you feel better and cold. And
nice.
Maybe the day, the new.
I think you're onto something.
Summer release date.
Yeah, July 5th.
That's something like a pit viper would do, or something right? Stupid like that.
No doubt.
The ski release. You mentioned you bike too. I was looking at your Instagram. You're a big biker too.
Yeah, I love mountain biking, man. It's so fun. Yeah, it's a good time.
Is it just like, do you have any bike sponsors? Are you at that level, or are you just
not
big
really.
Fan?
I mean, dude, I just love it.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of overlap with like with the brands I ride for, and
like Dakine and stuff. They do some bike stuff.
And Dragon makes like some mountain bikes I wear.
Dagron.
Yeah. Dagron.
I can't. There used to be this like internet cartoon called Strong Bad.
Yeah.
I had like 10 people will know what I'm talking about right now. And he did this drawing once of a dragon, and he wrote Dagron. He was like Trogdor the exterminator, or Trogdor the what was his name? I can't remember. I'll remember it. Anyways, but he's like, Dagron. So every time someone says dragon, that's what
you think of?
Instantly goes in my head. I'm like, Dagron.
That's funny.
Dragon. Yeah. They're not ever sponsoring this show now.
Yeah, you got an eyewear sponsor?
No.
On the show?
Nope, I don't.
Dude,
no.
Well, let's go.
Hit it up. Dagron.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like, there's just like overlap there. You know, I'm not trying to be like professional mountain biker guy. I just like am passionate about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
you gotta have something, right?
Yeah, totally. And Evil bikes too.
Oh yeah.
Northwest based. So.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
I do the Brett Tippie show that I was telling you about, Brett Tippie podcast, and we had Elodie Brown on the other day, and she's like an old school shredder. She's like Crank 3, like this,
sick.
And she does a lot of stuff with Evil, I think too.
Oh, okay.
Do you know Cal Jelly? I think he works for Evil in Spain.
Okay.
I believe he used to do like stuff with voleurs. It's like
okay.
Here in Whistler.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, not super involved with the mountain bike world.
Is it nice because it's not a job for you? It's like, this is fun for me still. Like, I don't have any, I can just go biking.
Yeah, I mean, it's like my kind of summer release.
Yeah.
And and like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to like taint that, I guess.
It's skiing or fishing. You pick one.
Right.
For like the skier summer activity.
Yeah, right. Totally.
Well, actually, there's 3. It's skiing, fishing, or staying in the editing cave.
In the editing cave, yeah.
Yeah, but you decided to do that through the fall and the early winter.
Yeah, right. Maybe
that's
How do you want to stack it?
Yeah, maybe that's why you're biking. Maybe that's why the movie came out so late, because you're biking. And you're like, fuck it, I'm going.
Dude,
I got better things to do.
Oh man, I mean, if I knew how to edit, I would have been on it, but I don't.
Right?
I mean, I have. Like, I can, like, chop up timelines and stuff, but...
It's tough to learn. Like,
I just don't have the patience, and, like, I just have realized I don't like staring at screens, bro.
Oh, man.
I hate it.
It's killing me. We had a guy, I paid a guy to edit all our YouTube. We're on YouTube now this first season.
Yeah. Sick.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, you got the footy.
the cameras. And he would edit them for me fully, and then he ended up having a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do it this week. I'm like, oh no. So he sent me a couple of YouTube clips and sent me like an instructions. And I pretty much figured out how to do the basic part of it. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like this, but it's nice to know the basics.
Dude, it's good. I mean, yeah, I guess I'm just kind of lazy in that department. And also, like, you got to have a nice computer and stuff. Like, if you're dealing with legit footage.
I just bought a new one.
So it's just, yeah. And those things aren't cheap.
No, they're not. I got a new one in December.
Nice.
Brand new MacBook Pro, and it's so fast. And
that's awesome.
But it's kind of does the exact same shit I did in my other one. It just is more reliable.
Can actually handle the footage.
Yeah, it's reliable
shit.
now. Yeah. So I don't know. I was planning on getting rid of the other one, but I think I'm just gonna keep it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, when you trade them in, they're like, I looked at that for my computer, and it was like nothing.
It's got to be like 3 years old for you to get any money for it.
Yeah,
that one's like
it was like $200. I was like,
yeah,
what?
That'll be the computer that like you watch porn on or something.
Just virus computer.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember back in the day, just like click.
LimeWire.
Yeah.
Do you remember LimeWire?
Yeah, absolutely.
It just destroyed your...
Oh, yeah.
I remember, like, go over to your friends' houses and, like... We'd be like on LimeWire on their parents' computers and just like
on your dial-up internet,
just destroying like
every time you open your computer, you gotta close like 10 pop-up windows. Click, and they get right back into it.
Yeah,
and everybody,
it's awesome. We don't have that anymore.
Everybody had that like antivirus, like McAfee or Norton antivirus, but it was always expired. So then that was one of the pop-ups. Is like you have to close you had to close
trying to trick you.
Yeah, exactly.
They make like the fake X out. There's like the fake X,
and
then there's no little like actual one.
So you gotta go look because if you hit the fake one, another pop-up comes. Yeah. I used to get that watching like sports all the time. I don't have a TV for forever.
Yeah.
So I'd always go to like sports. Like illegal streaming
pirating
sites. Yeah.
Websites.
And they did that little extra, yeah. Fortunately now my dad has cable in the city and you can use I use his sign.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, that's key. That's key. What do you so you've been on the road all winter, you were saying?
Pretty much,
I was talking to CeeLo about that a couple weeks ago. And he's like, I actually don't mind like North America travel. Like so you can put everything in your truck. Like, do you have...
Yeah.
Like, it's your home on wheels, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, have you got, like, a decent setup in there? Do you have, like, bins? Do you have, like, a little thing?
Yeah, dude. It's funny, man. Like, I got a new truck this fall, actually. So, I'm figuring it out. Each trip, I feel like I've refined my packing process or, like, how I pack it. But
and like
it's pretty dialed now.
Sleep zone?
I don't have any sleep zone in my truck. I just got this. I got this sled in the back, and so.
I mean, like in the back seat, or like move something here, and curl up.
I mean,
it's
kind of tight, honestly. Like when I'm loaded down, there's not a ton of room.
No, you can always make it work.
I could make something happen, but if I was in desperate.
See, I'm a car sleeper.
I mean, I have my fucking tent and sleeping bag and shit.
You need one of those like. Tepui tents. What do they call it? Tepui?
Oh, the roof toppers?
Yeah. It's another ABMA thing you can ask him about, too.
Yeah, right.
He's got that dialed, too.
I mean, I actually have a camper at home that I put in the summer, but with the sled, and it just adds a whole another equation there.
Right.
Just stay away from that program if I can.
You're
now.
Right. You're telling me you're a podcast guy. You like listening to podcasts?
I do, dude. I listen to a lot of podcasts for sure.
What are you into these days? I'm always looking for new ones.
Dude, it's pretty funny. I mean, I honestly listen to a lot of action sports podcasts. Like I listen to the Bomb Hole religiously.
They do a really good job with it.
Dude, I love that podcast. Yeah, it's so good.
Like they hit it perfectly. Like I started watching that. I'm like, God damn. Like I'm not even like jealous or upset. I'm just like, damn.
I mean, yeah, it's just different. Like,
and it's inspiring too. I'm like, oh, okay, I got to step up my game a little bit.
Like every episode, it's like, yeah, someone different, and no, they do a really good job.
And the fact that those two guys are so good buddies and they work well together, and they've got like the whole production thing set up, like the whole setup for them is dialed.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, they're crushing it. Yeah, those guys are sick. So yeah, that, and then like I listen to like some skateboard podcasts too, like the 9 Club is one, and then there's this other one that I just got turned on to. It's called the Bunt.
The Bunt?
Yeah, and it's pretty good.
What's that about?
It's just like skateboarders talking. They just like have guests on. Yeah. It's actually pretty similar to like the Bomb Hole in a way. Like they have like little segments where they're like, all right, now it's time for the rapid fire, and they like rapid fire like all these questions, and it's pretty funny because they like definitely like get people to just like talk mad shit.
Yeah, right.
It's just awesome.
I know. Part of me is like, I need to do something like that, but I'm like, don't though.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's whatever works, man, and yeah, I think you do a great job. So
thanks, man. Yeah.
I listen to your podcast as well.
That's cool.
Yeah,
nice.
No, I do for sure.
That's
and
good.
Beyond that, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I listen to like the daily
for your daily fix of news,
for like the news and like informational shit, and then like I don't know. I used to kind of listen to Joe Rogan, but I kind of don't really anymore.
I'm hit and miss. Depends on who he's got on.
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of, I don't know.
Getting too big for his britches and too controversial, or what?
I don't know, dude. I just can't. I haven't really been able to get into it anymore.
That's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
I'm good on this. But yeah, I don't know. There's so many podcasts out there. It's like,
it's kind of overwhelming.
Too much to choose from. But
like, I like when you find one, you're like, oh, this is actually good. Or when you listen to one, you're like, oh, this is good. No, this isn't good. This is kind of trash. All right, this is boring.
Yeah, totally. Oh, what's the other one that's really good? That's funny. It's not How This Works. Oh fuck, what is it, dude? I can't remember anymore.
How This Works. That's the one with the red label, right? The red.
Yeah, it's the two guys, and they like are pretty funny. Like they just kind of like go back and forth, like bantering about just random topics.
Oh, for real? There's so many of those.
Oh god, I need to look.
You're gonna have to look it up. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I found that I go through phases where I'm like, I'm always podcasting. I got 3 of them. And the last thing I want to do is listen to a podcast.
Stuff you should know.
Oh, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, those guys are hilarious.
Yeah, right?
So, yeah, that one's good.
That one's good. And then I find, like, all those, like, comedian podcasts, I'd almost watch them on, like, YouTube clips rather than I listen to them.
Right.
Because I'm like, oh, this is too much. This is 3 hours of just insane garbage.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
yeah,
it gets to be,
I know, dude.
It gets to be a bit much. I like the CBC, like Canadian Broadcast Company.
Oh, okay.
It's like our national radio station. You get every single town you can get CBC.
Oh, okay.
And they got a bunch of cool shows. One's called The Debaters, and it's like 2 comedians debating over just some random topic. It's like Ferris wheels or I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
Ferris wheels or roller coasters or whatever. Or like spicy food or not spicy food, and they have to like come up with like a argument for and against it.
That's pretty funny.
And then it's very family oriented.
Okay.
Like humor.
Yeah.
But it's still like
pretty wholesome.
Yeah, it's wholesome, but it's also kind of nice because you're like, it's as light and it's easy. And,
right. That's like the stuff you should know.
Yeah.
It's just like
you get like a little chuckle out of it, right?
Yeah.
When you're sitting in the car by yourself, you're like,
It feels like you're a part of a conversation, almost like you're just like there with these guys in a way.
Yeah, right.
When you're driving and stuff.
What are you were telling me before we started that some of your favorite episodes with like of these podcasts are with like filmmakers and like photographers and like creators and stuff.
Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, I think out of a lot of these like whatever action sports podcasts and stuff, a lot of times the photographers and the filmers, videographers really have the most interesting ones or have some really awesome stories. And
I agree.
I don't know. I just have enjoyed those ones a lot because they're usually a little bit more interesting, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. Like I think the favorite ones that I've done are the ones that I usually take away and remember the most.
Yeah.
Like people are always like, "What's your favorite one?" And I'm like, I honestly can't even remember what I talked about in the one like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
But the ones that are like do stick with me the most, I think, are those ones where you talk about like creativity.
Totally.
Or they talk about their process.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you think about it too, it's like as a filmer, videographer, photog, whatever, in the industry, they're working with way more people usually, right? Mm-hmm. So essentially they just have more stories, more stuff to learn, and
right. And I like
could be wrong there, but
no, I don't disagree. I like to get their take on like how they approach their craft as well. Right?
Totally.
Because I remember the first time I ever had that realization, I had Blake Jorgensen on, and I think it was like, were you skiing with him today or yesterday? Yeah, you're riding with him yesterday.
Yeah, with him yesterday.
Yeah, he's a dope dude, right?
He's sick. That was the first time meeting him, so it was cool.
He's such a good dude. And but I think it was on the first season or the second season. And in my mind, going into that conversation, I was like, all right, I'm going to ask him, how do you submit photos and how many do you have to give and how much do you make for it and like to get in magazines and all that kind of stuff. And it evolved into this like conversation about how he approaches his craft and like how he thinks about photos and all that kind of stuff. And
damn, I'll have to listen to that one.
And I've had... Then that's when I'm like, oh, okay. Since then, I've had so many photographers on, and those are always kind of my favorite ones because
for sure
I've been skiing for forever, and I know skiers and I know skiing. Yeah. But I really enjoy photography. I really enjoy that sort of stuff, but I'm not really proficient at it. Yeah. I'm like, I put it on auto and take a photo.
Fire it off.
Yeah. He's skiing. Let's put it on the runner guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice landscape. Mountain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get close to this flower setting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So I like hearing their like perspectives on like
technical side.
Yeah, not even that, but just like how they perceive it and how they're able to describe it. You know, it's
right.
Like it's from an artist's point of view, an artist's perspective, which is really fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
Because I always talk to people, they're like, what do you just talk about skiing? When I tell people that don't really know what I do, they're like, what do you just talk about skiing for the whole time? I'm like, no. You can only actually talk about like actually skiing for like 5 to 8 minutes before you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Shut up.
They're like, so yeah, then we built this jump and then I was like, stomping out the landing and then we went up and then I was trying to go through and it, like those kind of stories are cool if they're relevant, but like for an hour.
No, we're good.
No, absolutely
no,
not.
And it's like, dude, the filmers and the photographers, they play such a huge role in like someone like me who just does like video stuff and like is a backcountry whatever skier. Yeah. Like those guys are like what makes my career happen.
Right.
And like these guys are like they're behind the scenes, so it's like really dope.
Can you do me a favor? Put that down. I'm getting a little buzz. Just put it on the couch. Yeah, you're good. It's pretty cool.
And it's like, these guys and girls are just like so talented, and I don't know. I think it's just sick to hear. That's probably another part of it as well, is because like a lot of times maybe they're not like they're obviously behind the camera, so they're not getting that
right.
They're not out there as much, as a skier.
Maybe they're like, now's my time, and then they've been saving up for like their great conversation.
Yeah, right. Like you got a lot to say.
Yeah, because you were saying like, oh, I've done a podcast here, I've done this podcast or whatever. I've done them all. Everyone's heard me, but they're like, yeah, let's talk.
Yeah, it's sick too. Like, I mean, after like last season working on Recreate, it was just super cool to see like everyone's creative like process in that whole movie and like see where everyone shines and like how it all stacks up, I guess. Like
what specifically? Did anybody
we had Dan, who was kind of like who was like heading it. He so he's a filmer. He's really good at like shooting on tripods and like pulling focus, because that's what he's been doing in surfing, like standing on really the beach, fucking far away with a huge lens.
Right.
And so he's like really good on the tripod, so smooth, rack and focus. And he also brought out, we had an old 16 mil camera too, which was sick. And it was actually one of the old Poor Boys cameras.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Tyler Hamlet's. And it was sick. So he shot a bunch of film on that. And then our other buddy Jonathan, he's like super good at basically like motion stuff. So like flying drones or like doing follow cams. And then Jacob, our friend who edited the whole movie, he's just like a mad scientist and just like whatever, super creative guy. And so it's just really fun to work with each person and see their like strong suits and like try and build off that and like create like something that, I don't know, is sick.
Yeah, it's like a lot of like really successful businessmen say you don't have to be the smartest person in the room, just surround yourselves with the people who are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally. And I mean, that's how it went too. I was like, you know, at the end of the year, I was like, man, like it isn't like my best skiing ever by any means, but like when we like went back through it and like the final product, I was like, yeah, it might not be like my best skiing ever, but like it like came together really nice. And like the filming and
looked good, and you're
everyone else
still happy with it.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. Like it's just, I don't know, that part of it's really sick.
Yeah, fulfilling too. You're
like,
finally we got this done. Look
dude,
what I did.
Yeah,
was that your first like big project on your own like that?
I guess it pretty much is. I mean, I've done some stuff with Carl Phosphate.
Mm-hmm.
We've done a couple projects together, and but that was more of a team effort. This was my first like kind of solo thing.
Yeah, was it scary?
Yeah, it's not scary, but it's like, I don't know. You definitely feel a little more pressure when you go out, and like there was some days, there was actually quite a few days where I was like the only skier.
Yeah.
And so it's like, better fucking land.
You're like yelling, make sure you don't fuck up the shot. And you're like, I gotta make sure I don't fuck up the shot.
And just like, it's kind of hard sometimes, you know, especially if you're having like a jump session and you're like just by yourself, like,
yeah.
I'm like,
boring.
I want people like
fire me up.
I like skiing with friends, like shit. You know.
Do you put pressure on yourself due to like financial requirements or restraints, or like, I've got this budget, we got to make sure that we keep that on? Was that in your head too?
I mean, a little bit, but at the end of the day, you know, I think everyone that was involved kind of knew what we were getting into, mm-hmm. and I tried to make it like super crystal clear what our like budgets were and what it all was,
so everybody on the crew knows exactly what this is the deal.
Yeah, and so
I
tried to eliminate all of that stress as much as possible, mm-hmm. and make it just like really laid out, I guess.
Well, that's key too, right? Because it makes for an easier workday when you know like there's not that guy stressing out in the corner.
Well, especially too because it's like my friends,
right?
And like the last thing I want is like to sour friendship,
right? Over money or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Something petty.
Yeah.
But so that's what you got to do. You got to be straight up.
Yeah, straight up. But no, there's definitely pressure for sure. Like you're like, I mean, yeah. that's mainly because it's like you're the only dude. Like,
yeah.
At least if there's one other skier, you can like kind of work off each other a little more, and like, you know, because like, I mean, the reality of it is like, dude, you're not gonna have like every day isn't gonna be productive.
No, not even half of them probably.
Yeah, totally.
You gotta go and build like a giant jump by yourself. It's instead of like a day, it's gonna take you like 3. Everyone's just watching you cut blocks.
Oh no, they're digging. Make them work.
You're
sure.
Like, hey, remember that budget I told you about?
Yeah.
I don't know your story of like how you got into like skiing and how you got to this point right now. Like, so you're from Bend, or you're from Oregon?
Yep.
Yeah, and then how did you get into the scene? Like, did you just grow up like skiing hood, or like summer camps? Like, how did you?
Yeah.
Tell me your story.
Yeah. All right. So I grew up in Bend. My home mountain is Mount Bachelor. My dad is a avid skier, very passionate about skiing, and so he really got me into it, and just grew up skiing Bachelor. Basically started getting into like the terrain parks and competed in slopestyle and half pipe till I was probably like 17, and did like pretty decent. Went to like nationals and stuff, and like got some podiums and got some sponsors and stuff. And then it was kind of like, I don't know, I wasn't necessarily like at the top of the game, like like in my age group and like where I was at, and it was just like super expensive to like do that stuff.
Right, to travel around and go to comps. And it's
so,
amazing.
like,
it's amazing how much it actually is a toll on like to get to, if you're like mid level or even top level, it takes a while. You got to grind, and it costs a lot of money to get a point where you can actually start making some money back.
It's expensive. Like I went to nationals I think 3 times
when you're a teenager.
And that was like
this? How old are you now?
I'm 27.
Okay.
And that was like a big fucking deal for like my family or like my parents for me to go, but
just in like getting you there, or it's like
just everything. I mean, it was like, gotta go to Colorado, gotta fucking find a place to stay in Colorado, gotta like I don't know, pay for the entry fees and the tickets, and all said and done, you know, it's like
you better win, son.
Fucking a
you
lot
better
of
one
money,
of those big checks,
you know, and like but so I kind of reached a point where it was like, you know, I wasn't getting travel support, and my parents were like, we're sorry, but like can't do this. And I was also kind of like realizing as well that I don't know if like competing was really like, if I really liked it that much. And then so from that point on, I basically just started like messing around, filming with people, like local people, and started shooting around like my bachelor and like building jumps, and like, you know, just started like putting together these like season edits, right? And then there was like Rage Films that was going on like in Bend, and I was watching all these ski movies, and I was like super inspired by that stuff, and obviously inspired by all these ski movies that I watch every year.
Were you throwing those edits like up on New Schoolers and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. And then like basically was like, you know, graduated high school and was like at this age where it was like, you know, same thing too, where it was like, you know, college wasn't really an option. Like I would have to like pay for it, you know? And I obviously wasn't like a school guy.
Did you graduate in the year you were supposed to?
I did, barely, by the skin of my teeth. But so it was like, all right, school not happening right now. And, you know, it was like, well, skiing's like, I got some stuff going, so I just basically like committed my life to like making it happen, pretty much. Just ski bumming super hard, but also like, you know, trying to go shoot with people, trying to get clips, trying to like.
What would you consider your big break was? Did you have a moment?
Yeah, there's a 4x9 media.
Yeah.
Do you remember 4x9?
No, I don't know if I do.
They're out of Utah.
Yeah.
But they put me in one of their movies. I got to ski with them at Mount Baker, and we hit a few jumps together, and it was with like Carl and Tim McChesney and John Ware, and I got some shots, and they were like, yeah, like we want to put you in our movie, and I was like, it's awesome, like fuck yeah. And then and then I got nominated for like Rookie of the Year at IF3
from that movie.
Yeah.
No way.
So that was like, I was like,
when was that? Like 2012 or 13 or something?
Yeah, it was like 2013 or 14, I think.
That was when IF3 was big and wild in Montreal.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But yeah, so that was really dope. And that, to me, I was like, all right, like if I can get the opportunity to like shoot with the crew, I can like do this thing. So and then just been like fucking chasing the dragon, dude.
chasing the dagger, chasing the daggeron.
yeah, chasing the daggeron, dude.
So what was your what was your big first big production, like a MSP or big movie? How did that come about?
Well, I got into the last Poor Boys movie, but it didn't really feel like it because I was kind of just like grinding like didn't go on any trips with like them. I was just kind of like scrapping shots all winter long with random people.
Right.
And it got into the movie, and I had a full segment actually, but
like 8 different places.
It was a garbage song, and it was just the movie kind of like.
Did they choose the music for you? I'm always curious about the music. Some
places they chose it, and I was like, yeah, it's like, I mean, I didn't have like, the thing is like I didn't have much like sponsor dollars into it, so it's like sometimes you're just kind of like,
right,
yeah, I mean, whatever you guys can get, you know.
Whatever,
like, I'm not stoked on it, but
whatever you can get the result, like the royalties or like the rights,
because that shit like obviously costs money and
so can
get expensive.
So how did your movie Recreate? How did that go with music and stuff?
Dude, it was dope. So actually, Jacob, the kid who edited it, he made a song for us.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Well, the first segment is a song that he made. He's like super creative.
Like, is he like singing and playing guitar?
He's not singing, but it's like it's a sick like electronic like beat.
Basically, he scored the movie or scored the part.
Sorta, yeah. He had it actually, and he showed me the song, and I was like, dude, this is sick. Like, let's just use this.
And you just edited to the song then, rather than the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we used that song. He changed it up a little bit, and then we bought a few songs. We got this song that took up a huge chunk of the movie. It was like a 7-minute long song.
How long is the movie?
Like 17 minutes.
Yeah.
And so that was sick. And so we got that song.
So I like that idea of like
worked out pretty good.
Having different than just song, chorus, verse, song. You know, those traditional songs like Superproof. Did you ever watch the Superproof movie?
For sure.
And then they Lee Powis. He scored the whole movie.
Yeah.
To go like that shit's awesome to me.
I think I'd
like to see more of that.
Yeah, I agree, man. And like, you know, there's so many like people out there that are just really creative, you know, and like it's just sick to like just see that and feel that. Like our friend Jacob Callahan, he's like, it's so sick working with him because he's like mad scientist, you know.
Should get him and introduce him to more people in the ski industry. Maybe he can turn it into like a career or something.
Oh, he is. He's an avid skier. He's done ski movies. He used to film skiing.
Oh.
But he doesn't even own a camera now.
Right.
And
all you need is an iPhone anyways, really.
Oh, I know, totally. But yeah, no, I mean, that's what he does. He edits like stuff. He does commercial shit. He does a bunch of random shit.
That's cool. And then maybe for like your segments moving forward, if you do have that like sponsorship dollars, be like, hey, can I bring my own track in? And like,
right.
And then it'll be like, oh yeah, because they don't have to pay for it. It probably is a huge benefit for those big companies. So that's like a third, at least I don't know the exact numbers, but I know it's a massive chunk.
Music stuff is so crazy. Yeah, it's so crazy. But like sometimes you get lucky. Like I don't know. I mean, I think it maybe was like in our case, it was more of like an indie film. Mm-hmm. So people don't see it as like something that they need to charge a shitload of money, whereas if it's like a big production thing, bands see that and they're like, oh yeah, well, yeah, it's gonna cost you more money because this is a big production. Where like in our case it was like, I don't know, it was like a sort of a one-off thing, and to them probably more looked like a fun. Yeah, I don't know, like a more of a homegrown style thing.
Yeah, I get you. I've always wondered if like it kind of goes both ways. If they get like, because you get songs that come out that aren't really officially released, like the album isn't out, but the single's out for certain albums. So I wonder what a lot of their deal is, or if someone comes to them, or if they approach like music labels and say, hey, we're doing a ski movie. What do you have that's kind of like these parameters?
Right.
Because like I said, I remember, for instance, Macintosh. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what movie it was. It's back in the day. Pussifer is like their first album. It's like Tool, made from Tool, lead singer Tools. It's like his side project.
Oh yeah.
And he had this song called "The Undertaker."
Sick.
And I had heard this like To be honest with you, I think I downloaded that song off of LimeWire.
Nice.
Like for real, like no joke. I think I actually
Pirate Bay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Pirate Bay. So I downloaded this song and I knew about it because I was waiting for this album to drop, and then I remember sitting watching a sick segment to this song. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you get that song? He's like,
right.
We just emailed him. And he said, yeah, sure, just give me a blowjob and you can have it or something
That's
like
hilarious.
that on the email. I'm like, no way. But
Yeah.
I've ever since then, I always think about that.
Right.
'Cause I've seen like Tatum did that Red Bull segment with Billie Eilish. I'm sure you got Red Bull money behind that, like the Bad Guy song.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff comes out before like the album's even out. So I wonder if they get a deal because they're able to say, hey, you want to pump up this song, well, this is going to see thousands and thousands of people.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, it's just so, like, I don't know, so random. Like, some artists are, like, either totally down, and they're like, fuck yeah, like, I love skiing, you know, you're dope, let's do this. Yeah. We'll give you, like, they do a fair price. Or it's like, I've had it, we literally had it once where they were like, no, like, we won't even sell you our song.
Really? Who was it?
I can't remember, but it was when me and Carl were making a project, and there was like a song that we wanted, and they literally were like, no. It was pretty funny.
All right. I wonder
like,
if you like build the segment and then send it to me, like, this is what it'll be. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, this is dope, right? Yeah, okay, here you go. But interesting. No.
Yeah, I remember that was funny. I was like, okay. Maybe they're just some like, I don't know, bitter snowboarders or something. Yeah, I don't know.
You snowboard, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you snowboard too.
Yeah.
I was looking at I've upgraded my research techniques.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I didn't show you see that blank page over there? Those are all the questions I wrote down for you.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, right. But now I'm like, I at least got to do a little deep dive on the Instagram to see what it is. But I'm like, oh, he snowboards, like split boards. Right?
I love it all, man. Yeah.
Right? You're
it's
a
great.
multifaceted man.
Fuck, dude.
Do you prefer one or the other? Like, when do you go when would you choose to go snowboarding? Is that like...
Oh, man. I don't know. I haven't really been snowboarding much at all this year. But, you know, like, I grew up around a lot of snowboarders, and a lot of my friends are snowboarders, and I don't know. Sometimes if I'm going up with them, I just go snowboarding because it's more fun.
Would you ever consider pulling like a Parker White and do like a full snowboard segment or snowboard movie?
I don't know.
Could you?
I mean, it's kind of like mountain biking to me, you know? It's just like a fun thing that I like to do.
Right.
But I guess it could be fun to like try and get some
Are you at that level where you could do that?
I mean, I could try for sure.
You'd have to be on that board all winter though, right?
I don't know if it would like, I mean, it'd be pretty mediocre, but I mean, I got a few tricks, and like, I mean, I feel comfortable on a snowboard. I love it. Like, I like skateboarding a lot. I grew up skateboarding, so it translates, you know, but I don't know.
Do you bring your board when you travel, like in the airports and stuff? Are you that guy that's taking the Instagram of you skating through the airport? the classic.
I don't know about that, but I do. I mean, it depends. I have my skateboard with me right now, actually, just because I knew I was going to be up here for a while. And
the Pemby skate park is like right near Logan's place.
It is. Yeah, I saw some kids skating this morning, so I might go hit that up. Or
I don't know if the Whistler one's been shoveled yet, but that's good. They got a rad park.
I know. I've never done it or skated here, so that'd be sweet. But,
do you know Kai?
Not personally, but we talk on the Instagram.
Kai's got a bowl in his backyard. Man.
I know, dude. Fuck.
He just lives up on Snob Hill, just up the hill.
Oh, nice.
In Pemby, like above the liquor store and the hardware store.
Nice. So I'll go bang on his door and
bring your skateboard and be like, hey, is your bowl full of snow? Is it emptied out or what?
Yeah.
Let's skate.
No, for sure. I love it all, man. I don't know. It's it's different ways to express yourself in the mountains.
Yep. Do you work in the summertime?
Yep.
Banging nails?
Yep. You guessed it.
Cool.
Yeah, dude. I've done a bunch of random shit, but it's construction. I have a handful of friends that are like general contractors.
You can always get work
just,
on one of their sites.
So busy, and so I basically just like go and
Is that your long-term backup plan?
No,
I
don't want to do it forever.
I was walking dogs with Stan Ray the other day, and he's like, so he's worked construction for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. A bunch of his buddies are contractors, and he can get a job like that.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, like, I don't know if I even want to do that, but I can, and the money's good, but I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, it's like, I don't know. I would be stoked to find. I mean, honestly, I think about it like almost every fucking day. Like, what are you gonna do with yourself? Next, like, yeah, or not the next thing, but like, what's like something else like that I'm passionate about besides skiing that is also a career path that aligns with skiing.
Yep.
Just because, like, you know, obviously we have summers off.
Right. There's too many podcasts, so don't bother about that one.
I'm not a good podcast. Don't worry, dude. I'm not going to get into that.
You totally should.
No, I mean, that's the thing is, like, I do like doing it. I like building and I like working with my hands, but I'm not necessarily, like, passionate about it.
It's cool that you're thinking about it. Like you said, I think about it every day.
Dude, I think about it every fucking day.
And what's going to come then? If you're putting that much energy into it, you'll find your spot. You'll find out what it is. Someday you're gonna get started with something, and then it'll just plant a seed, and then you'll think about it more. I think
my issue is I have a ton of ideas, but I just like I don't know if I'm too afraid or if I'm just lazy and I don't like try stuff. So
what kind of ideas?
I'm just gonna hopefully start trying what? Stuff. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you're not sure yet.
Yeah,
you're waiting for that like light bulb moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think the real thing is like I need to try stuff and get more out there.
See if you like it, see if you don't.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's like the tough part about like a lot of things is like, you know, in order to like get into like a career path, like say you want to like be an electrician. 'Cause I'm like, I've thought about that. I'm like, man, I could be an electrician or like, you know what I mean? In the summer or like figure out some way to like make some trade job like work.
Mm-hmm.
But you pretty much have to like everyone that I've talked to that's like that are in these trades, they're like, yeah, you give up like whatever 3 years of your life or like 2 years of your life. It's like full commit. It's not like you can just I'm gonna like whittle away at this in the summers and like make it happen.
You kind of can, but like my buddy Dave Garriani, he was like a semi-pro skier for a long time.
Okay.
He's a full-on electrician right now too, and it was his deal working in the summers and kind of half-ass it in the wintertime.
Yeah, totally.
You just got to find that one guy who's willing to let you go ski.
Right.
I got to go drive around Canada for a month. All right.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's the thing is like skiing's my top priority.
Right.
So I don't want to like get myself
because that's your job right now. That's your main program.
Yeah, I don't want to get myself into some weird position where I'm like sacrificing ski days because I'm like chasing a different profession when I'm already like at.
All I got to tell you is you got lots of time. You say
totally.
You're 27.
Yeah.
Dude, you got so much time.
Yeah. Thanks.
You got so much time.
Yeah.
Your body's work. You're strong.
Yeah.
It heals quickly. Like I've been sitting here in this chair and I'm in so much pain right now. Just not because of anything that I did, just because I haven't stretched properly in the last couple of days that I'm on the computer. Like my back is so screwed right now.
No, I mean I feel that way too. I mean but I'm starting to notice it.
Yeah,
totally.
But you got a few more years of like, it's not that big of a deal, right?
Yeah,
like I'm thinking about pulling out this little massager that I have as soon as you leave.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm like, you got tons of time.
Yeah.
But I think the important part is, and it's funny because I ask almost everybody this.
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan?
Yeah, totally.
Like, are you thinking about it? Like,
yeah.
Where are you going to go after this? Right? Most people have a good angle or have a good kind of pathway.
Yeah.
Or they're about to get to that point.
Totally.
Right? And there's different levels of it. And you're kind of at that first stage. As long as you're thinking about it and you're cognizant and you're aware and you're open to opportunities, something's going to come out of left field and you'll be like, oh, this is kind of cool. Totally. And then that's where it's going to come from.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, that's the thing is like, I look at like these different like realms or like different like areas of like profession, different industries. Mm-hmm. But I like, it all comes back to like, you know, the things I'm passionate about, like skiing and mountain biking and skateboarding, and I want to be around like those people. Mm-hmm. Like more and more, I just realize that.
Right. That's where you're comfortable.
Because like, I mean, sometimes it's like, I mean, I've been pretty lucky this summer, but like sometimes you'll be like on a job site and you're like working with random ass people, and like, I don't know, people are like just dicks, or like,
yeah, they're just, yeah, exactly.
It's just not like
their time off. They're like, sweet, I'm gonna go smoke cigarettes and drink beer
hammered.
and watch sports.
Yeah, and so it's like,
not that there's anything wrong with that, but
I mean, yeah,
as
it's
a lifestyle,
there's just more to that, and you know,
mm-hmm.
that than that lifestyle, I guess. And like, I don't know, all these, I just realize it more and more, right? Like these sports like attract like just such sick people that I want to be around. Like, bottom line, right? That's like, these are the people I want to be around. So like you, I just met you randomly at the ski hill, and we're like hanging out, like chopping it up.
Yeah, like I knew, like I saw you were in town. I'm like, oh, I know who this guy is. I follow him on Instagram. Yeah, like I said, I hit up Logan. He's like, oh yeah. Yeah. And he just happened to be there. We skied a lap or two. Yeah. And you guys bailed out. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, and I always tell people, I say this every episode, I like to meet people first. I'm like, cool, I got it done. Now he knows who I am.
Totally,
not
dude.
Some weirdo.
Yeah, and so it's just like, I mean, I don't know. That's how I look at it, you know? It's like,
I know. That's why I like the podcast, is because like I meet so many rad people.
For sure.
Like that's the most fulfilling part of this whole thing. And I was saying this on the last week's podcast, is I just want to find, I've always looked for like a way to belong, like to be, to fit in somewhere, to be a part of it. Totally. And now I feel like I am, because I'm meeting all of these people, and after 3 or 4 years, I see them again, and now I have like history. Yeah. You know, when you create a friendship with someone, totally, it takes that little bit of time and that little bit and those several experiences, or you meet them here, like, oh, I ran into you in Europe, or I ran into you at Golden. Hey, remember that time? And you build those experiences, and you build that like common bond through time spent with each other, right? And you're like, oh, now I have. Yeah, it's a real relationship. Yeah, it's not, real friends. It's not like, oh yeah, fucking Dale down at the old job site. Dale, like, at the hardware store. Remember when like. Remember when I bought those nails? Remember when we set that beam, bro? Yeah. Like, which, I mean, is still fun. But it's like, it's not the same, dude. It's like, yeah, remember when we like were skiing up on Whistler together? Like, we hit those side hits. It's like, yeah, it's a pretty strong connection. Started storming at like 12, and everyone was gone on the hill, and it just filled in every lap, and it was like the best day ever. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It's a different kind of excitement. It's a different connection. It's strong. I agree. I agree. Well, you'll figure it out. Yeah. Absolutely. I'll let you know if I need to hire some interns. Oh, okay. I don't know if I'm your guy there, but I'll be like, hey, I need you to build something for me. Come build a desk. Well, dude, thanks for coming by. For sure, bro. We've already talked like over an hour. Nice. Goes by quick. Fuck yeah. Yeah. What's on deck for the next couple weeks for you now that you're here, Whistler? Just try and stack some clips. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we got a trip in Braylorn. Yeah, have you been there before? No. Oh, Braylorn's cool. I'm super excited. Have you been to Cook City? I haven't been to Cook City either. No. I only learned about Cook City this past year, that it's just like a snowmobile town. Like, it's a town that you just sled all the streets. Braylorn is kind of similar. It's really small. Really small. Really cool. Nice. I think you'll have a good time. Are you staying at the Adventure Lodge? I believe so. Blake's place? I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, it should be sick. So, yeah, I got that. And then, I don't know. There's always the Alaska dreams, but I don't know if they'll come to fruition. Did you talk to Logan? He just got back from there, didn't he? Yep. Been talking to Logan. Did he have a good trip? Yeah, they had a good trip. It sounded like they didn't get out as much. No. Just because weather and stuff. It's Alaska. Classic. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm here right now, so gonna do that Braylorn trip, and then hopefully get some more days out here in the backcountry. Maybe you'll be here when I get back in 3 weeks. You never know. Yeah, maybe. Rent a room for a month or something. Are you staying with Logan, right? Yep. Start paying rent. Yep. Yeah. Hopefully I don't overstay my welcome, but maybe I'll move. Either. Yeah, you're right. With someone else. All you gotta do is make sure you vacuum and sweep the floor every once in a while. And I unloaded the dishwasher today. Yeah, and then one day just be like, I'm doing dinner tonight.
For sure,
That's a good one, too.
Try and stay as small as possible.
Does he have a crock pot?
I don't know. That's a good question, though.
Do you know what? I came up with this idea the other day is if I ever stay in anybody's house for like an extended period of time, I think I might just...
The Crockpots are so sick.
And if they don't have one, just buy one for them. They're like $50.
True.
Right? Nice.
With a meal in it?
Yes, exactly.
Boom, dude.
Come
back anytime.
Yeah, right. $60. If you stay in at a place for like a week, $60, you can get a full crockpot dinner and leave the crockpot.
And leave it.
Right? And everybody will be like, dude, that guy brought me a crockpot.
Yeah.
So I talk about crockpots all the time on this show.
Nice.
And we were talking about doing a crockpot cooking show.
That would be sick.
You
should come up with like the low pressure crockpot recipe.
Yeah, no, I've already got them written down.
Oh, sick.
We did a trial episode. Just timing and projects and stuff, but it's gonna happen. I think this next season. Now that we got the YouTube channel rolling,
oh yeah,
I think we're gonna see other things other than just the episodes.
I love it.
I got a lot of cool ideas.
I love it.
The
dude.
Crockpot, the low pressure cooking show.
The low pressure, yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet. We'll see. But I got some ideas. I got the idea of talking to CeeLo. He was on a couple weeks ago, but the first time he came to the show,
yeah, he's a big crockpot guy.
He brought me some deer. I got some deer in the freezer that I haven't cooked up. I'm just waiting to figure out what I'm gonna do with it.
Boss, dude.
Yeah. What a man. Dude, thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Where on all the socials, or where's the best place for people to go follow you?
In the old Instagram. My handle is Wachs Division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WACH, right?
WACHSTAVISION.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm pretty sure if you type in my name too, it'll pop up.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yeah, and I should probably change my name.
People can see
I did that when I was like 16.
People can see in MSP films, and they can see you in your most recent
MSP
movie.
films.
Where can they get Recreate?
Recreate is on YouTube. It's under TGR's channel. It's in my bio on the old Instagram. But
was there any kind of weird conflict with that, going to TGR's channel and then skiing for MSP? Not. They weren't aware of it. Now they are.
Not yet. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Cool, non-issue.
Yeah, not an issue.
Sweet.
Yeah, Dan was in charge of that one, so.
Right on. Well, thanks for swinging by, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. Nice work with the podcast. I really enjoy listening.
Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
To be on here.
Thank you. I'm glad I can supply you with entertainment on all those long drives.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Cool, man. Well, hopefully you'll be here when I get back, and if you are, if you're still in town when I get back, I'm firing up that crock pot.
Let's go.
Absolutely. All right. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
You've been listening to the Low Pressure Podcast, the podcast for skiers. This has been a Redmark Media production.